Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. So I just really wanted to come on just for a brief moment. You know, I can be a little bit long-winded, but I'm gonna try my best to keep this as brief as possible because what I've been inspired to share this early part of the afternoon is a message to the men specifically, the black men specifically. And I have a number of things kind of weighing on me right now that I do plan to speak on probably within the hour or so, because I'm just trying to get it off me before I forget them. You know how that inspiration gets you sometimes. And I believe that when God gives you something, you see, first of all, I believe that all truth comes from God, but when God sends you a truth to profess, to speak on, right? I believe that you can't play around with it. You got to value it like you would value $1 million if somebody told you to come get it. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that when you have been I would say burdened in a sense, right? Burdened, not in a bad way, but I'm saying burdened by a thought, an idea, a concept. You know, burdened with something to say. You know, definitely give it some thought, but you see, sometimes you don't even have to give it a whole lot of thought. Let me turn this fan on a little bit more. Oh, yeah, you don't have to even be burdened. I mean, you don't have to even give it a lot of thought all the time. You see, sometimes when it's given to you, it's given to you so clearly, you know, that it excites you. I mean, you see it, you have a whole book already in your mind about it, because that's how clear it is. That's how weighty it can get sometimes. So, you know, without further ado, brothers, this is what I had in my mind. You know, because I've said before that women play a big role in the condition of society. You know, and I would say, I know within the Nation of Islam, they also teach that a nation can rise no higher than the woman, you know, which I agree with. But here's the thing, you see, for a minute or for a good while, I had begun to subscribe to the idea that women have the power to actually change the condition of the environment. What I'm talking about, you see, I'm talking about when I say the conditioning of the environment, I'm saying more so in the relations or in the conditioning of men and women. You see, when you talk about the world is people. World isn't cars, buildings, jobs, all that. The world is people. You understand? So whenever you get to talking about making your life better, you're also talking about, you know, definitely make sure you have what you need, right? You're also saying making sure you have what you need so you can fulfill your obligations, but also in your relations. So when I get to saying, or when you get to saying, or when you hear, you know, the saying that, you know, women can make the world better if they just tighten up. If they stop settling for, you know, the banana in the tailpipe trick, you know? If they stop, you know, going for the gleam and the glamour, you know? Some men, and maybe even some women, subscribe to that. But I hear today say, men, it's your fault. It's my fault. It's our fault. Men, black men specifically, and I have to add. I can't say first second. I've already started talking, but I have to add that everything that I really speak about are, for the most part, towards black people. Black people are my most concern. It doesn't mean that no one else can get something out of this. You know, no other group of people can get something out of this. I'm sure you can, because I talk about principles and concepts. So when you talk about principles and concepts, those things can be applied to anybody. But who I'm personally addressing are black people. Why? Because I'm black, one, my mother black, my sister, brother, all of us black. And the thing is that ever since we've been here, that's all we know is a black reality. So I have to talk to the condition in the mind of black people, because this, the conditioning in the minds of black people is what affects me positively or negatively the most. You know, as well as my beloveds, you know, family, and as well as friends. You know, so I'm talking to black people. So I'm talking to black men right now. Black men, it's our fault. Why do I say that? Hassan, why do you say it's black men's fault? I say this because one thing I realized is here. I remember the Hon.Min.Louis Farrakhan once said that there's no such thing as a no good woman, a no good black woman specifically. If she's no good, she was made no good by no good black man, or by no good man, right? She was made no good by no good man. And of course, black men, I would say, has been made no good by white men, by no good white men. But in today's time, while all of that still exists, we are more aware, and we have more. We are more in a position to change those things. So we can't keep blaming, the white man for everything. We have to understand where it comes from, what happened, and begin to take some responsibility. We have to, grab our the boots by the bootstrap, and do what we have to do. You see, we quick to say what we can't do, and we quick to say what somebody is not allowing us to do. But when the question is asked, are we really doing all that we can do? When that question is asked, then, the room gets a little silent. You see, we have to make sure under any and every circumstance, and this can be for man and woman, and, we have to make sure that we are doing everything that we can do first before we can begin to start complaining and pointing fingers and saying, get your knee up off of me. Sometimes you ain't got to wait for them to get the knee off of you. You got to make them get it out for you. You can't, in my mindset, I don't have a wait for you to get the knee off me mindset. I have always been one who done what I feel I had to do with the way and level of thinking that I existed on. And some of it caused me to hurt my own people, but today, I'm on a different path. All praise due to Allah for me as well as for you. And I believe that while it definitely helps me make life better for me, it makes life better for you as well, because I am a better individual. And so with all that being said, I want brothers to really understand that, we play a big role in society. You see, let's go here. Let's go here. For those of us who believe that we were created by divine decree to be the leaders, you understand? To be the leaders, to be the ones that govern and rule, in a sense, the world. That the woman was made to submit to us, right? For those men who really believe that. So for you, this is who I'm talking to, because for you, this is what I'm saying now, is that, you see, to believe that, you have to understand that in that decree, that is a part of your divine nature. So therefore, if it's in your divine nature to rule in the way that we say, right, then it's in her divine nature to also help, aid, nurture, submit to or follow, which that kind of, that's another subject when I get to talk about submission, because definitely it goes both ways. And she's a ruler too in her own right, but I'm talking about right now in regards to the world, as well as our obligation to protect and provide for her. So if that's our obligation to protect and provide for her, then we was equipped with certain things. You understand? And she was equipped a certain way. You know what I'm talking about? So if it's our obligation to protect and provide for her, understanding that you can't protect nothing that you can't control. You can't protect your kids if you can't control them. So if you can accept that, then you have to also understand that if it's man's divine obligation by his mental and physical makeup to provide and protect you, then it is you have to also embrace and accept that he cannot do that if he can't control you. So again, to men, if you understand that's her nature, all you gotta do is we can really make it real simple. Just look at the world and look at women. Look at how much they get from us. Just look at it. Look at that. From the terminology, the mannerism, the attitude, the way they dress, the music they like, the things that they partake in. Men started rapping, right? Now women rapping and dominating, right? Men started a whole bunch of things, right? But look what women doing right now. Women are ruling and dominating. So here's my point. It doesn't say that she can't do it, but at the same time, she can't do it in the same way that he can do it. And it doesn't mean neither is better nor worse. It means that they're different. And that's the point. So if one was given an obligation and a role to fulfill in a certain way here, and one was given a role and obligation to fulfill over here, then understand that if everybody fulfills their obligation and role, then everything will roll in harmony and consistency. However, by her nature, like Mother Earth, right? What does Mother Earth do? It takes in and reproduces. It takes in and reproduces. You see, the man has been corrupted, and therefore, we in our corrupted state have corrupted so many women. So many women. To the point they've lost faith. They've lost comfort. They've lost the feel of safety, from those men that looks like her, or looks like her father, or looks like those whom should protect her or make her feel safe or provide for her the most. And now we're dealing with a mindset in the female that has become almost very difficult and impossible to deal with, right? For a lot of men, and now we want to blame her for everything that's going on in present day. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody has an obligation and responsibility. I mean, why, again, I say black men is our fault. However, black women, you still have an obligation and responsibility for yourself, because once you are made aware of certain things, then it is binding on you to then start to make the proper changes that are necessary to get out of life that which you desire and really truly yearn for. You know, we have been duped by the powers and I would say the energy sources of Shaitan. We have been duped by him to believe that we really are. We want it the bad. You know, nothing else matters. I got the bad, I can get everything else. While it's been confirmed and said over and over around us how the dollar is worthless. But think about this here. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have nobody to spend it with, it seems like it's frivolous, don't it? If you don't have, like, just think about it. If you're the only one, you seen that movie, I Am Legend? I think that's the name of it, with Will Smith, and him and the dog, and it was a scene where he come across, it was money everywhere, all over the ground. He just walking over. I think he was using it to make fire or some shit. But anyway, my point is this here. Everything loses value. Everything loses value when there's no one else to interact it with or experience it with, you know? So anyway, I've talked long enough, way longer than I had intended to, but that's my point. Man, I want you to really start looking into yourself, because I am definitely looking into myself, because I go without, I mean, I'm not free of fault, you know? I have my faults, and I know I've had my imperfections, but trust and believe, I'm striving and grinding every day to make sense of it and to make it right. You know what I'm saying? With myself first. You know what I'm talking about? Because I have to be able to represent it myself. Just like you have to be able to represent it within yourself and be the man that you have been created to be. Not who the world wants you to be. Not who your homeboy, your father, anybody else wants you to be. You have to become the man that Allah, God, your creator, the supreme being, has made you to be. You know, which was and is a reflection of the Most High. You know, gods of the most supremest and high God. Peace and blessings.